I thought I had everything, all the things life could bring.
Oh my god, that is very bright. A sunny good morning here from Malaga, Spain. What's going on? Hope you're feeling all well today. In today's video, I will be talking about 9 things, that's 4, 9 things that I hate about van life. Lately, I've been very passionate about sharing the reality and just the real side of life on Instagram and on YouTube. I think especially Instagram is a platform that shows mostly just highlights of someone else's life. And I don't want you guys to believe ever that van life or full-time traveling or just in general my life is perfect.
Because it is not perfect.
I'm a very positive person and I like to, show that, embrace that and inspire others with that. Just as you guys, I want to motivate you to step out of your comfort zone, to start, following your dream and in the end, hopefully live your dream life that you always wanted. And that's exactly why I want to share this with you guys today. I don't want you to believe that van life is just what you see on Instagram. Everything in life, it has negative and positive aspects. Of course, I believe that nothing is perfect in life, but in the end you will have to decide if you enjoy the lifestyle. For example, in that case, van life or even full-time traveling, if you enjoy doing that and you are willing to just accept those negative aspects. And same with van life. For me, living full-time in a van is the most simple lifestyle you could ever imagine. It makes me appreciate the small and simple things in life, such as having a hot shower, being able to wash your laundry or whatever it is. And it just reminds me that the most important things in life are probably the simple and small things. But that's just my opinion and let's get right into it right now. So I'm gonna start with a very maybe heavy number 1, but it is really important for you to know. It is you will confront the police. If it is just a warning because you're wild camping somewhere where you should not. Here in Europe, we already went to Germany, to the Netherlands, to Switzerland, to Italy, to France, to Spain. We went to so many different places and in every country, the rules are just totally different. Even if those countries are very close to each other, they have completely different rules regarding van life, regarding wild camping, regarding anything that you do that has something to do with living in the van. In Italy, for example, for us, was the country that we confronted the police most of the times. How many times we confronted the police in Italy, Fernando? 6 times?
No idea.
5, 6, 7? 5 to 7 times? In those moments, just be nice, breathe in, breathe out, and be respectful, and hopefully you won't get fined.
Do what they ask you to do.
Yes. My number 2, especially right now, during the Christmas season, you notice that, is hardships of not being able to have a consistent friend circle or in general friends. You can talk on the phone or message on WhatsApp on your phone with your friends from home as much as you want. But just hanging out with each other, that's just a different thing. Now, one thing about full-time traveling that's amazing, you meet a lot of people, so you're gonna make a lot of friends. But of course, you will arrive in one place, maybe you're gonna stay for 1 or 2 weeks, you hang out with those people, you like them, and then they will move on or you will move on. Maybe you won't see each other again for like the next 6 months. So that's a bit hard because, I do miss having a friend circle that I meet up with them every single week. We talk about how our day was and we talk about our hardships or maybe the exciting moments that we have in that week. And I think especially now in that pandemic where you are not really allowed to meet up with, that many friends, people that don't even live full-time in a van or travel full-time, they already notice that as well. Like, wow, I really miss hanging out with my friends. My number 3 of things that I hate while living in a van is definitely that you will always have to fix on your tiny home on wheels or build something. I don't know how it would be if you bought a brand new van or motorhome, but maybe most of you guys don't really have the resources or the money to do so. Fernando and I, we really love just the character that vintage and old school vans and RVs have. So we own a 27-year-old Hummer motorhome. It is from the German brand Hummer. Since we own, his name is Albert, since we own Albert, we had to fix various things. Of course, as soon as we purchased Albert, we had to fix the door, which had a huge humidity problem. And once we arrived here in Spain, we had problems with our grey water tank, and those problems just become normal for you. There's every day something that you need to do here and here and here and here. And sometimes that's a little bit exhausting because sometimes you just want to park up and you just want to relax, or after a working day you just want to relax and, you know, lay back. But no, you need to fix certain things. Number 4, no privacy and most likely no comfort zone. One thing that I love the idea of traveling full-time in a van is that comparing to just full-time traveling, you don't have to have a backpack or a suitcase with you all the time. You don't have to jump from hotel to hotel or Airbnb to Airbnb. You actually have your tiny home on wheels and you can travel anywhere you want to. You're still with your comfort zone and your home. But comparing to living in an apartment or in a house, you really have not that much privacy. Sometimes when you just want to be alone inside and, I don't know, watch a movie, you know, it will happen that people come and they knock on your door and they want to talk and they want to ask things and this and that, and sometimes you're just not in the mood for that, but you have to accept after a while that this is just normal. You're not in a house where people have to, you know, ring the doorbell, and sometimes if you don't want to open the door, you don't have to. Here, you kind of have to. Well, that's up to you. You have to decide. And you will leave your comfort zone on most likely a daily basis. You will have to ask people for the way to go. Hey, where can I get water? Hey, where is the closest supermarket? And if you are a shy person and it's hard for you to leave the comfort zone, your comfort zone, I think you will get used to it and you will get more open. And that gets us to number 5. Over here in my mouth. Limited resources and limited space. I could do 2 different points of that, limited space and limited resources, but to be honest, for me, they are kind of, you know, coming together as one. First, limited space, so you're not able to go to the grocery store and, you know, buy your resources for the next 2 weeks because you just don't have enough space for that. And also you gotta be very minimalistic about your clothing. If you decide to buy new clothes, you will maybe, you know, have to squish everything more and more together, or you even have to get rid of your old clothes that you don't want anymore. You don't have a huge wardrobe where you can, you know, fit as much clothes as you want to. And then the second point, limited resources. So you just have limited supplies of water, of gas, therefore also electricity. In our case, we have huge solar panels, so anywhere where the sun is shining, that's amazing for us because as more sun, there's more electricity basically and more energy. But if you're on the road, you're living off-grid, there can be a problem sometimes if you have a rainy day or a gray day and you don't get that much any energy in. So maybe on these days where you don't have that much electricity available, you cannot charge your camera or your laptop one day. Sometimes you won't be able to find any water supply and therefore you're not going to be able to take a shower. Or what happened to us many times, just in the evening or in the night, our gas bottle, we ran out of gas, our gas bottle was empty. So that means no gas bottle, no cooking, because the stove for us goes on gas, no fridge goes on gas, no heater goes on gas, and no hot shower because the boiler also goes on gas. That's one thing that's completely different from living in an apartment. My number 6 is the extremes of hot and cold weather. So again, comparing to living in a house or apartment, you won't notice that maybe at all. Living in a van, you have to imagine it is, in our case, an aluminium box. It is a box, right? Like a shoe box, like a decorated shoe box. If it's cold outside, it will be freezing inside. And if it's warm or hot outside, you will be dying inside because it's gonna be so hot. So we had freezing nights where we ran out of gas and our heater didn't work. And we also had nights in the summer here in Europe where we were sweating so much. We don't have an air conditioning inside our motorhome, so we were so hot and we were surviving with like 3 fans. That's just how it is, and you will just have to, you know, try to survive in those moments, especially those extremes of freezing weather and hot weather. Our number 7 is internet. That's one thing that's really, maybe not the most important thing for us ever. Fernando and I, we are digital nomads. We work full-time from our laptops. So fast internet is super necessary for us. One thing, because of our YouTube channels, we have 2 YouTube channels. On one of the YouTube channels we upload every single day, and on this one here, Happiness Crossing, 1 to 2 times a week. And apart from that, we have some other income streams that we just need internet for it. I know that a lot of van lifers spend you know, their days sitting in a cafe and using the Wi-Fi there. There was just not an option for us because, you know, we want to wake up, open our laptop and start to work sometimes if we feel like it. And we want to have this option. As we live full time, we want to have this, you know, luxury to wake up and do whatever we want. So we always, our go-to option is always buying a SIM card in each country that you are and put it into our Wi-Fi router, and then from that Wi-Fi router, you know, create a hotspot and connect ourselves with our laptops and our phones with this hotspot. We've been using just an old phone of mine until a few days ago, and that internet was okay, but it was never really fast. And now, 2 days ago, we bought a Wi-Fi router and now we use that as a hotspot. And it just changed our life. Seriously, if you guys are looking for high-speed internet, definitely get a Wi-Fi router. We spent 60 euros for that router. And of course, you're gonna have to find the best phone provider in each country. It's a stress reliever for us, and it's just really important. My point number 8 will be shipping address. So that's also one thing that I haven't ever really appreciated when I was living in an apartment or in a house, but it's really, you know, hard sometimes when you live in the van, especially if you're like in the middle of nowhere, somewhere living in the nature. Whenever you want to order something, doesn't matter if it's on Amazon or you just want your mother or your father or whatever to send you a package, you will have to find a shipping address, either an Amazon locker, which is possible, a DHL locker, or if you stay in a campsite the way that we are right now, you can ship it to the campsite, and that makes it very easy. But when you're living off-grid, that becomes a problem sometimes, because some packages take 1, 2, maybe even 3 weeks to arrive, and that means you will have to stay around this area for that long. And living off-grid, staying on the same spot for like 3 weeks, that can be a problem sometimes, and we get to the point that we were before, confronting the police because they might come over and say, hey, you need to leave. And then the number 9, that is, no, I'm showing 10. I just wanted to, I don't know, my hand gestures. Number 9, guys, number 9 is probably the most, I don't know, eye-opening point for me and Fernando. If you go on Instagram and you type in the hashtag vanlife goals, van life inspiration, van life inspo, whatever it is, you're gonna find that these amazing staged photo shoots that just look incredible and magical, you know, in front of the beach, on a cliff, in that beautiful sunset, in that field, watching that sunrise or sunset. You know, it looks amazing. And you know, it's true, sometimes you have those magical moments, but most of the times, you know, you will sleep in front of that supermarket, in, I don't know, next to the highway, you know, wherever it is, you definitely want sleep on that beautiful magical spot every single day, because that just doesn't happen, you know. Sometimes you can count on your hand how many beautiful magical spots you can sleep on, and you know, it will happen, well, it happened to us as well many times, that you find that amazing spot, you will give it a try to sleep there, and then you will maybe get kicked out, you know, in the evening or in the afternoon. That makes you also appreciate those magical spots way more. And that's all my point. Didn't make that, or I never wanted to make this video to, you know, push you away from van life, but I just want to share like the reality points. And again, I want to be a channel, and I want to be a person that just shows reality and the real and raw sides of traveling and van life. Anyhow, I believe it's very much worth it to just try it out. If you don't know yet if van life is going to be something for you, maybe just lend the van or the RV of a friend, of a family member for you, and try it out for a weekend. Maybe actually not just a weekend, maybe more like 1 or 2 weeks, just for you to see like the real moments. or maybe even rent a van. That's what Fernando and I did in Australia. We used to live in Australia, and we traveled the East Coast with a rented van for 31 days, and we saw the beautiful moments, but we also saw the, you know, hardship moments. And for us, it was for sure we want to get an RV or a van one day. And you know, fast forward 2 years later, we did that. Guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and I see you guys in the next video. If you have any questions regarding van life or full-time traveling, whatever it is, just comment down below or send us a DM on Instagram at Happiness Crossing, and I'll see you in the next one.